Hey, what's up, guys? It's Art Book Addiction here. We're here with a new artist journey video. So today we're going to be talking about effort and rest, okay, and the need for both, right? And basically, I wanted to discuss this because yesterday I was hanging out with some people, and I was basically really tired, right? I was like, oh, I want to sleep, dude. It's super late, right? And we were doing something, like I was doing something that was basically, I'm in the process of trying to start a business in Japan, right? And that's, it's taking a lot of effort, right? And I was like sleepy, and I'm like, okay, let's I wanna take a rest, you know what I mean, right? And she said something that kind of sparked something in me, right? And she said, like people who achieve their dreams don't sleep, right? Or don't sleep much, right? And I thought about that, right? And I just felt like I really disagreed with that. You know what I mean? And it's because, like, the artist's journey requires you to be able to last in the long run, right? And so it started really getting me to think about effort in its entirety, right? Like good effort versus bad effort, how much effort you need to put in, right? How much time you need to dedicate to being able to rest, being able to be at your 100%, right? Versus trying to push yourself to do work when you're exhausted, right? And the quality of that effort. You get what I'm saying, right? Which I realize that the quality of effort is really important. You know what I mean? So that's what we talk about today. But before we start the video, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, check out my Prince of Patreon. If you want to support the channel, consider becoming a channel member and join that Discord. With that, let's get into it. Okay, so first, let's start off with the statement, right, that I heard, right? That this person told me, like, people who achieve their dreams don't need sleep, right? Or are working all the time that they don't sleep, right? I believe that's a fallacy. Okay, I believe that is a like a young person mentality, right? Someone who is because like I used to think the same way, right? Actually, not really. I don't know. But like when I was younger, I was very like effort first, effort first. It's that's the idea behind it. Push with effort, and everything will come true, right? That's not true. Okay, that shit just doesn't, it doesn't work, right? What works, and like the thing is, in my mind, what works is a slow, steady climb. Okay, right? You're like these people. You're like, when you're young, when you have a lot of energy, you're trying to scramble up the mountain as much as possible, right? And the experienced climbers know that this mountain is just, there's more mountains behind it, right? So you need to be able to last the long run, right? So you need to rest when you can, right? You need to be able to do the things that you do when you can, how you can, right? And so the idea that through sheer effort you will achieve your dreams, this is not true, right? Just ask anybody who's done a long-term project, right? Ask anybody who's been successful, not through like an overnight thing, but through consistent practice every day to get really, really good, right? People who are like extremely skilled, right? And have really dedicated themselves to a practice, right? These people do not like try to push themselves ridiculously every single day, right? it just isn't sustainable, right? Because I've lived that life, right? I've done that where I just push, and you just burn yourself out, and your work suffers because of it, right? And I'm not saying that effort is bad, right? But it's the idea that effort alone can make you achieve the things that you want to achieve. This is not true, okay? Right? So the person I'm speaking of also is an artist, right? Who is, she's okay, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, right? I definitely would not consider her a professional, but that's okay. You know what I mean? That's everybody's at their level, right? She's still relatively young. You know what I mean, right? But the thing is it's that idea. It's that idea that it's an idea that I once believed, right? And then when I was really put to the test, I realized that those ideas are foolish. Okay. Again, it's not just practice purely, it's perfect practice, right? So like when I create, when I draw, when I paint, right? It's usually in sessions, okay? Like 2 to 3 hour sessions, right? And I realize that is when I have the most juice, right? And when at a certain point the juice runs out, right? And that's like, mind you, that's not always how I drew, right? They're like, during school, right? In the early stages of my schooling, right? I would really try to push myself and then like draw for like 16 hours straight, right? And that's so stupid. That's so stupid. It's such a waste of energy, and like it's so unsustainable, right? It's so unsustainable. What you really should be doing is drawing in sessions, right? You draw in a 3-hour session one day, and the next day you draw another 3-hour session, right? And you try to make it so that those things fit within your timeline so that you could get things done in the right, proper manner, right? So just time management, right? Sheer effort is not going to get you there, right? I see people in my art school who are like, not the best, right? And they would always be on their sketchbook, like 24/7 on their sketchbook, right? People who are like the teacher is trying to teach you something and they're like trying to draw on the sketchbook, and it's the idea of just sheer pure effort being the way to make your work good and becoming better, right? And that it's like, imagine playing tennis for like 8 hours straight. You're not gonna get better. You're just gonna get tired, and you're tired playing. You're like no, like if I keep going, I'll get better. It's like it doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work. And I really want you guys to know this, because I see so many people. I see so many young people, younger artists who are trying to just effort their way to being a better artist, right? And I gotta say that it is not the right way, right? It is not the right way. Okay, again, guys, sessions, okay? 3 hours of real concentrated work, okay? And that's all you need to do, right? Even if it's just 1 hour, okay? Back when my hands, when they were really bad, when they first started, I didn't know how to manage it, right? 1 hour, okay? 1 hour of real, like, dedicated work, you could push yourself so much farther, right? And I think that, like, anybody who's like really practiced something knows this, right? Of course, like, if you're younger, you could increase those hours, right? But I just think that it's a waste. It's a waste of effort, right? You're just kind of just like putting pencil to paper unnecessarily, right? Of course, like if you are being swept away in a piece, right? And you're like no, I gotta finish it, oh, I feel the juice going. I gotta keep the juice going, right? That's okay, right? But at a certain point, when your brain is fried, when you feel like I can't do this anymore, like I gotta put this shit away, right? Do that, right? Now, if you have schooling or something like that, then that's different because you have a timeline, right? But also, if you know how to time manage well, if you know how to place your sessions in the right days, right? You could do 2 sessions a day if you really need to, right? But you need to have a separation, okay? And you need to have breaks, okay? Right? You need time to recharge, okay? Recharging is really important. Okay, so something that I've been doing recently, right? I've been learning Japanese with my sensei, right? Okamoto sensei, right? And like this is something new that I'm doing, right? I never needed to learn a new language, right? I guess like in high school, right, was like it's not the same thing, right? Like learning a language like through my own effort, like, and it's like Japanese is fucking hard, dude. Japanese is like to be honest, Japanese is like one of the most inefficient languages I've ever seen, dude. 3 writing systems, okay? Yesterday we were learning about how people count things, right? And there's apparently a million different ways people count things, depending on what it is. There's a different way for counting animals. There's a different way of counting bottles. There's a different way of counting small things versus big things. There's a different way of counting buildings, right? And it's just pure memorization, okay? Right? And I was learning through these lessons, right? And at a certain point, my brain was just gonna fucking explode, dude. Okay, because like there's so much that I have to like think about, right? And then I was like, okay, I gotta take a break, right? And so I took a break, right? And like I said, I was like at like my exploding point, right? I took a break and I just waited a little bit, and then like me and him were talking about something else. And then after a couple minutes, I was like, okay, let's get back to it. And then my brain was so much better. And then I was able to like get through it, no problem, right? And like I was like, see, like and like there you go. You need rest, okay? You need to be able to take a break. You need a pause, right? That is so important, right? And like, see, those pauses, right, can also mean like a long stretch of rest, right? It doesn't necessarily mean like of course there's the breaks, right? Like you're drawing, you're painting, you got to take a break, you got to take a moment, right? But there's the larger scale things where you do a session and then you need a break between sessions, right? Which to me is 1 session a day. You have a session and then you next day another session, okay? Another session, okay? And all I gotta say is that shit's worked for me, okay? And then people were like, oh, dude, how do you get stuff done so quickly? Blah, 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 blah. Right? It's like, well, I have a system. I have a schedule, right, that I keep to, right? And I do it every day. It's consistency, right? And I'm never burning myself out. So like, whatever that is for you guys, right? Whatever that, the session length versus the break time, like you need to know your energy level, right? And manage that at that energy level, right? Okay, because the juice, you want to squeeze out the juice of the day and that's it. And then let it refill, right? Because if you squeeze the juice to the point where it's like negative juice, right? You're gonna need more time to recover, right? So just squeeze out the juice for the day. Okay, I'm like, oh, that's my juice, okay, and that's how much I know that like my level is at right now, okay, and then you move on, right? And if you're exhausted, right, you got no juice. I'm sorry, there's no more juice left in you, okay, and so you can't really be squeezing yourself out, right? So if you're exhausted, you can't draw, okay, you're just gonna be slapping nothing on the page, right? The human body is only capable of doing so much, right? That's why it's so hard to be full-time employed and do your work. You know what I mean? It's like, like some people, can do it, right? But I feel like most people cannot, right? So it's, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, you know what I mean? It's a marathon, guys. It's a marathon, okay? And you can't run a marathon full sprint. Okay, that's just the way it is. All right. So, what am I saying, really? I'm saying manage your energy. Okay, manage energy. When you have good energy, or when you have the juice, when you have the creative energy to draw, right? And do it consistently, right? You know, like for me, I used to draw from, or I used to paint from 1 to like 4 or 5, right? Depending on the day, right? And then, but now I'm in Japan, my schedule is shifted, right? Now I paint from 9 to like 11 to 12, right? Depending on the day, right? Depending on my juice level, right? And that's it. That's all I do, right? And my production level is fucking good, dude. I'm producing really good work really quickly, right? Because I know that over time, you get faster, right? Like you just get better at your process, right? You work on your process, and that's another thing. Fine-tuning your process, right? So that it fits within your time frame, okay? Right. I always believed that my hand issue, right, has only made me better as an artist, right? Because it made me cut all the bullshit. It made me realize that, like, okay, what are the essential things that I need to get good and to be good, right? And to maintain a good speed, right? Of course, like, I would love to have, you know, really good hands that, like, I could draw for hours and hours. I could produce the works that I really need to, right? However, it's the limitation has allowed me to have a new perspective and understand what it takes to really make something, right? So, sessions, guys, okay? Sessions. Don't draw all the time. Sketching all the time, okay? Right? If you're that person who always has a sketchbook out, like, oh, I gotta sketch everything, I gotta draw everything all the time, right? Like, stop that shit, okay? Sketch for a certain amount of time, okay? Draw for a certain amount of time, and then stop. You gotta know when to stop, okay? You gotta know when to put the pencil down, okay? When to put the brush down, okay? And your work will improve, okay? Real concentrated work for a certain amount of time every single day, you'll get better, okay? Right? And of course, learn and do all that stuff, right? But don't think that effort is the only way, and that effort will be the way and the solution to get to where you want to be. All right, guys? I think we'd end the video here, guys. Please, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Check out my Princeton Patreon. If you want to support the channel, consider becoming a channel member and join that Discord. All that bullshit. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks a lot.